Hi, this is Amy at the Virtual Planetarium at Raritan Valley Community College. Let's take a look at some of the things we can see in the sky for the week of July 12th. The sun is setting around 8:30 p.m. You'll need to wait another hour or so for the sky to be dark enough to see the stars and constellations. At 10 p.m., if you look in the northwest sky, you can see the Big Dipper. These days, it's positioned bowl down and the handle pointing up. Now you can use the handle to find two bright stars. Let's take a tour of the Arc to Arcturus and speed on to Spica. That's how we can remember the names of these two stars and where they are. Let's look over in the eastern sky around 10 p.m. and we find the Summer Triangle. It's higher in the sky than it was around 10 p.m. a few weeks ago. The Summer Triangle is a gigantic shape in the sky. It is not a constellation. It is made up of three different constellations. Vega is in Lyra the Harp, Altair is in Aquila the Eagle, and Deneb is in Cygnus the Swan. So three constellations there. Now, if we look to the west of the Summer Triangle, west of Vega, there is a keystone shape here. This keystone shape is the body of Hercules. Now, Hercules is often drawn upside down from our point of view. On the side of the keystone, on this side, farthest from Vega, there is a globular cluster we call M13. And the easiest way for us to find it is to use our search function here. And we'll zoom in. There we go. Globular cluster M13. It's the 13th object on a list compiled by Charles Messier, hence the M number or Messier number. M13 may be visible to the unaided eye from a very dark location, but you'll do better to use binoculars or a telescope to see it. Now, globular clusters, what do we know about them? Well, globular clusters are ball-shaped or spherical collections of stars that orbit a galaxy. They're not located in the plane of the galaxy, they're on the outside edges. Globular clusters themselves are tightly bound by gravity, which gives them their spherical shape. M13 is about 145 light years in diameter and is composed of several 100,000 stars. Near its core, there may be more than 100 stars in a cube 3 light years on a side. For comparison, the closest star to the Sun is over 4 light years away, and there's no other stars between us and Proxima Centauri, which is about 4 light years away from us. So imagine how densely packed putting 100 stars in this neighborhood would be. The M13, the Hercules cluster, is about 25,000 light years away from Earth. Now, in 1974, astronomers used the Arecibo Observatory radio telescope in Puerto Rico to send a message towards M13. The encoded message contains information about the human race, DNA, atomic numbers, and Earth's position. It will take about 25,000 years to get to that cluster. If there is alien life there that receives and decodes the message, it will take another 25,000 years for us to receive their reply. All right, in our sky in the evenings now, we can see Jupiter and Saturn. Jupiter is at opposition this week. Saturn is at opposition next week. Being at opposition means that the planet is in a straight line with the Earth and the Sun. And a planet at opposition rises at sunset and sets at sunrise. So Jupiter and Saturn are visible all night long these days. Now, something else that's been cool to look for is Comet Neowise. You may have heard of this comet. It was discovered earlier this year. It's been visible in the early morning sky around 4:30, 4:45 in the northeastern sky. But starting July 14th, it's kind of moving into the evening sky. So about an hour after sunset, if you look in the northwest below the Big Dipper, you may be able to find Comet Neowise. It is dimming. It's already moved around the sun, so it's getting dimmer and dimmer. Comet Neowise has been naked eye, just barely, but going forward, binoculars are definitely going to be your friend as you try to find Comet Neowise in the sky. All right, let's go back to our planetarium sky, and we're going to change what time we're looking at the sky. I have it set for 10, but let's move to just before sunrise, around 4 in the morning. Now we can see the planet Mars. Mars rises around midnight, so you can see that pretty easily. And the planet Venus. Venus rises around 3 a.m. It's next to the bright star Aldebaran in the constellation Taurus the Bull. So look for them before sunrise. The moon will pass by Venus on the 17th. So if I back up our time here one day, we can see the moon right by Venus. So if we zoom in towards this pair, we can see that the moon will be a very thin crescent moon. And Venus, oh my goodness, if we zoom into Venus even more, you'll see that Venus is a crescent shape also. You'll need a good telescope, 6 inches or more in diameter, to see the crescent shape of Venus. The crescent shape is evidence that Galileo used to help prove a sun-centered solar system. Very, very cool. Now, this month, the moon is going to be at last quarter on July 12th. It's new on July 20th, and it's at first quarter on July 27th. So I encourage you all to go outside early in the morning this week. If you go outside around 4 in the morning, and if you have a good view of the southern horizon, you may see this arc of planets going from northeast to southwest. All at one time, you can see Jupiter, Saturn, Mars, and Venus, as well as the moon passing by them. So thanks for joining me in our virtual planetarium. We look forward to seeing you in our real planetarium in the future. Until then, keep looking up.